Hi, this is Chen, your local real estate agent here. Hope you guys are having a wonderful day. So I'm going to share this amazing presentation with all of you guys who are thinking about buying your first home, second home, or you haven't bought a home for a while. So just want to share this with you. This amazing presentation has benefited my clients over and over again. Many of them said this was the best presentation they saw. I put this thing together a few years ago. So let's dive right into it. I hope you walk away with some golden nuggets and some amazing information today. Well, let me share the screen with you real quick. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So this presentation is called Owning the Perfect Home for You. So I've come up with this presentation 3-4 years ago. I've walked through 400 of my clients and customers through this presentation. So today I decided to share with all of you in public as well. So I hope that at the end of this presentation, throughout your real estate buying journey, that you can walk away with the most perfect home for the budget you are willing to spend. So for me, I don't want to come in to talk a little bit too much about myself here, and then you can go to my website to look up and my track record, all the professional services I offer as well. So expertise, I've been doing this for almost a decade. I've always been one of the top 10 salespeople in the region, and like to handle everything in a very professional manner. If you happen to be in the local marketplace, which is Topeka and Lawrence, Kansas area, please feel free to reach out to me. In the past 12 months, I've helped almost 40 families move in the area. So this is just what I do for a living. I absolutely love every aspect of this thing. So both me and my wife own a real estate practice together. So we have team efforts here. We strive to have the best effective communication for our clients. When it comes to negotiation, a lot of people say, hey, where can we negotiate when it comes to buying a house? When we get to that point, especially my buyers, I will just share with you the leverage points in specific locations and in specific conditions and situations, so on and so forth. Well, first meeting, typically when I sit down with my clients, especially when you are not in this area, if you're wanting to have the best real estate experience, you really need to sit down to see what kind of consultation your agent is offering to you. They need to get to know you a little bit better. And I offer something called the real estate buyer's packet. And I give that to all my clients and customers so they know all the details for the most part about buying a house in the local market and the things that they need to think on and the questions that I would inspire them to think on as well. Oftentimes like to get to know your lifestyle a little bit better. And especially as a buyer, you need to sit down with your family, with your partners to find out what your wishes and needs are. These are very, very important things before you go on looking at houses. Sometimes it's okay for you to kind of look at 1 or 2 houses to find out what you're looking for. Because sometimes off the bat, we might not really know exactly what we're looking for. So those are very important things to sit down and talk about with your partner, with your family, and with your specific agent right off the bat. So when it comes to buying a house or buying a property, there's nothing more important than the location itself. How do we know that you're buying the best location possible for the money you want to spend? When you look at that target house you want to buy, step outside the house, look around to see if that house is the best on the block or other houses around that house are much better or in similar condition than that particular house. Then you're not buying the most expensive on the block, which is something we don't want to see buyer do. And we know, and that's something you're spending the wise money on. Okay. So when we go look at houses, me and my buyers go on look at houses, I would provide something called the prop information detail sheet. It's a MLS, multiple listing service information sheet printed out for each listing, and they would know the basic information like price point, school district, all those important things for them to navigate through that particular property. And also, I encourage my clients to make their own checklist as well. So typically, people will see anywhere between 5 to 15 houses. That's a lot of houses people will see before they make that one decision. And also keep in mind, in America, for a buyer to make a decision on which house they want to buy, average time for that decision making, that specific decision, is about 37 seconds, which is extremely low, a small amount of time to make such a big decision. Because when it comes to buying a house, it's a very emotional decision. And people tend to focus on the visual, focus on the sensations of a property versus the actual facts or their needs and wants that started the whole process. Okay. So be sure to have your checklist in place to really help you stay on track when you go through properties and get less distracted. And oftentimes people have existing furniture pieces, then you can take measurements of those pieces you want to carry over to your new house. And when you're doing so, when you're walking through the house the first time, you already have those measurements in place. So you know exactly where to place your valuable things. When it comes to buying a house, critical elements, you want to pay attention to location, amenities, and age of the house, and you want to pay attention to the size. Okay, once again, location is super important to what you're looking for and what kind of amenities you're looking for inside a house or around your property or future home. And you want to pay attention to the age as well. So after we're looking through a bunch of houses, typically I sit down, evaluate with my clients, and narrow down to that one particular house and they want to make an offer on. Once we get to that point, I will do some due diligence on behalf of my buyers to make sure everything is really nice and sound, and also to reach out to the other party, which is the selling party, and to find out a little bit more information to benefit my buyers in that situation. So after offer gets accepted, so this is a common practice in Topeka and Lawrence, Kansas City area in Kansas. So if you're in a different area, this might vary, but definitely consult with your local real estate experts, okay? So if you're coming with a loan, and then once we have a purchase contract, that purchase contract will be sent to your loan officer. And 2 payments typically will be upfront. You will need them upfront. One is called the earnest money. It's kind of like buying a new car. You have a certain amount put down. And typically that amount is determined in the offer or in the purchase contract. That amount is going to be deposited at the title company. Once the deal goes all the way to closing, that amount will be counted towards a buyer's purchase. And also the second payment right up front would be the appraisal. If you come in with a loan, your banker would order an appraisal to make sure they have a third-party appraiser to evaluate the property, make sure they don't loan you a penny more than what the house is worth. And also during the purchase process, you more than likely will be doing some inspections to inspect the house, make sure everything is sound. And if you have inspections, more than likely you will get inspection reports from licensed inspectors who have come through and inspected the house. Once all that stuff is negotiated out with the seller, you finalize your loan and you go on to close on your house. So this is a quick rundown of the entire buying process here in Topeka and Lawrence area. If you need more information, feel free to reach out to me. I'll be happy to share more detailed information for our local areas. And also on top of that, I have a free buyer's guide to share with you as well. So looking forward to teaming up with you in future for your next home. Thank you so much.